In Australia, we've got deadly animals aplenty. We've got funnel web spiders who'll murder you and your family. Under every second rock is a redback spider, and they'll kill you just because, I don't know, they're bored or whatever. We've got invisible brown snakes who'll bite you on the foot, and you'll be dead in 7 minutes. Just like that, kaput. We've got the world's deadliest creatures all over the place. We've got magpies who'll steal the eyeballs from your face. But at least we don't have AR-15s. We've got great white sharks who'll ascend from the deep and rip you in half with their razor-sharp teeth. We've got saltwater crocs who'll death roll you to death, and sea snakes who'll gladly snatch your last breath. We've got a blue-ringed octopus, no bigger than this, that just sits around in rock pools waiting to kill kids, and even the platypus, a cute beaver duck thing, has got a spur on its ankle that'll kill you in one sting. But at least we don't have AR-15s, and at least they can't end up in the hands of psychopathic teens. We've got stonefish and stingrays and sea urchins and shit, and hectic fucking homicidal box jellyfish. And these jellyfish, they aren't even sentient beings. They don't even really do stuff or know about things. They just float around on the whim of the currents, being pointless, non-cognitive, murderous cunts. And if that weren't enough in terms of natural hazards, here in Australia, the sun causes cancer. But at least we don't have AR-15s, and at least they can't end up in the hands of suicidal teens. And at least we don't have an NRA who pay millions of dollars every day to find off politicians not to change old laws. We've got bull sharks, cone shells, saltwater crocodiles, honeybees, European wasps and blue-ringed octopi, death adders, blue bottles, redback spiders, tiger sharks, tiger snakes and lizards that'll bite ya. We got sea snakes, taipans, cassowaries, copperheads, all the creatures of the land and sky and sea that want you dead. Toadfish, stonefish, irukandji jellyfish, bull ants, centipedes and ticks that cause paralysis. But we don't have AR-15s, and thank fuck they can't end up in the hands of psychopathic suicidal teens. And thank fuck we don't have an NRA who pay millions of dollars every day buying off politicians not to change some law. A law that was written 200 years ago in in a time when it took 3 minutes to reload a single round of ammunition. We knew nothing about depression, and you couldn't fire 45 rounds in 60 seconds. There wasn't even such a thing as automatic weapons. There weren't 31 mass shootings monthly. But what would I know, 'cause I'm from another country.
Hey everybody, welcome to Aussie Reels. Doing something a little bit different tonight. And I do apologize for everyone who has been asking me to go live at some point or ask me when I was going to do another live. But I have to admit to a few things. I just started to dislike everything that was happening, and I'm not just referring to anything that involved me. I'm sat back and watched other shit happening to people, and just like, either you stand up and fight nonstop with these people, or you just maybe take a break or stop engaging. I choose to step back into real life rather than this YouTube stuff. So anyway, and also I've been having a few problems. So I was going to go live. I do apologize to everybody that was expecting me to go live this past Saturday. I got injured in soccer on Friday night. I play left back, and I'm probably, if not the quickest person on the pitch when I need to be. And my whole goal is I don't let anybody get past me. I mean, even if you have 2-on-1 on me, I will position myself so I can stop it, or I can balk and then get to the second person. So what happened was I had somebody, I pushed somebody out to the sideline and gave him a bit of space on the sideline, and that allows my midfield to get him back behind me to cover. And he fumbled the ball a little bit and gave me a bit of opportunity to get to the ball, maybe, to kick it out or maybe even steal it and quickly run away with it. But he went for the ball, and I don't know if you guys know, the general rules of soccer is that you can shoulder to shoulder off the ball, but you have to be off the ball. So if he's got the ball, I can't just shoulder him fucking over the sideline, right? I'll just give away a penalty. But as soon as he hit it about a meter or two in front of him, as he was just going to, try to take it down the line, I just came in and took him out, basically. But in doing that, he held up his elbow, and the elbow went straight into my ribs, and that was it for me. I could breathe okay, but I couldn't run anymore, and it hurt like fuck. So I came off, and stupid enough, I went back on for the last 10 minutes because we had a couple of new guys starting in the team, and they weren't match fit. And like, it takes ages to get match fit. You may say, oh yeah, I'm pretty fit, mate. I'm telling you, there's nothing like match fitness to really give you a test. Now, I'm not fit yet, but I'm pretty match fit. So I can last, half an hour out there in the beginning to give other people a rest, and then I start coming off. Anyway, that's my reason. And then I thought, well, I'll delay it till Sunday. And on Sunday, I didn't feel any better. In other words, I was laying on my back. I can only lay on one side, the side that doesn't have the sore ribs, or I can lay on my back. So I didn't feel comfortable sitting in a chair because you kind of like, you compress a little bit with your ribs, whatever, and it's still very sore, but I'll be okay. So unfortunately, I took today off work to just give it that extra day, but it's just to a point now where it's just staying at that sore level. So I don't know how long I'm going to miss. Believe it or not, I was still hoping to play this Friday night because we're building a fairly new team. It's a new season. I played over 45s Division 2, So it's, you know, middle range, still very there's still a lot of very competitive people in over 45 Div 2s. It's a little bit lower than Div 1 as far as competitiveness, but even Div 3 is still, you know, Div 3 is like even older guys just want to knock it around with like skillfully knock it around, if you know what I mean, rather than the physicality type thing. But Div 2 is somewhere in the middle. So I don't like the dirty sort of play that happens in soccer, and I'm not one for going in and shoving and bowling people over and things like that. But if you do it to me, or you come at me, I will give you just as much as you give me. So that's, you know, within the rules, that's what I do. So, but unfortunately, I just copped a stray elbow, and these are the penalties of a no contact sport, right? Oh, no, it's contact sport, but you know, everyone who knows about soccer knows that you can play within the rules and still hurt people. So, you know, like at our age though, we can't, like we keep saying, we can't afford to get injured. I mean, a lot of us have to work the next day, or you know, you can't just, you know, blow your knee out or break your knee and go to work on Monday. You know, you're going to be fucked for 8 weeks or something. And that's happened to me in the past when I did my knee. Not from any dirty tricks or anything like that. I just went down. I turned my body to. I showed the guy a sideline. Same situation. Showed the sideline to a guy, and then I twisted and I went to go, and my knee just went, and it was a fraction the fibula in the knee joint. So I thought, well, that's it. That's my days. I gave it a shot, just not, you know. But I ended up coming back, and the knee's pretty good now. It's not as good as the left knee, but it's not too bad. And I can wear a brace, or I cannot wear a brace. I've tried both. When I don't wear a brace, I think I'm a little bit faster than when I'm wearing the brace. So anyway, so I apologize for not going live, and I also know, you know, I've been in a couple of chats over the last few months, and I've said hello, and a lot of people have, you know, said to me, Casper, when are you going live or something like that. But I didn't really have any particular thing I wanted to talk about other than what I want to talk about tonight. It's 7:30 here on a Monday night in Brisbane, and believe it or not, the rain's been coming down again all last night and a little bit today. I thought we'd already been through the floods, but apparently, I heard there was some flash flooding, you know, in some places. Everything is still just drying up. Yeah, so the reason why I haven't been going live, and I mean, I can come up with some, you know, some fun topics and do some fun lives, but the thing is, though, I kind of lost my passion for it when I've seen so much like toxic shit going on and just weird stuff going on. And I know other people have gone up and talked about this, and I'm going to give a few examples tonight, and it's not going to be about blaming any particular people, if you know what I mean. It's not about, you know, I'm going to, you know, drag someone. It's just, no, I'm going to talk about incidents that I've seen happen, and incidents in a situation that even happened with me. And I want to get people's opinions, because there's different types of doxing, right? I've sat by and I've watched partial fucking addresses as usernames. You know, one of them is somebody I know, and it baffles me. It fucking baffles me. I've seen, you know, obviously profile names made up, and then doxing occurs with those because they want to, you know, obviously they want to remain anonymous, and they never want anyone to find out who it is, you know. But in some cases, we have found out who it is, and it doesn't really surprise me when I found out a couple of them. Doesn't surprise me at all. But I just don't understand why people do it. And there's doxing is one thing, but what about, say, going real life as how it's described these days? I don't understand. Like, I want people's opinions. Like, do people get that pissed off? Do people get that pissed off that they want to do this to other people? This is the only thing I can possibly think of. You know, like say people have a battle on YouTube, right? And I've seen it. I've sat by and I've seen it. And some people like to fight really hard with people that they just don't like for whatever reason, right? And then it just becomes like out of control, and people go way too far with shit. Like, I can give my take on situations, and some people might not like my opinion. If I give my opinion, right, it's mine. Nobody else's, it's mine. And I like some of these people. These people have always been pleasant to me. But some people, it's like I've seen people get blamed for shit they had nothing to fucking do with. It's unbelievable. Like, okay, let's get into it. So with the doxing, for instance, sorry, I was just queuing up like a cool song to go out with, so I was getting a bit sidetracked. Another reason, sorry, just one more point, guys and girls. The reason why I didn't do a live in this is obviously, you'll know this is a recorded video or live. The reason why I didn't go live is because I get distracted really easy with the chat, and in the past I haven't modded my chat as I should have, and let people say certain things or whatever, and you know, I just haven't, like, I haven't done necessarily the right thing. And I gotta admit, and I've said this often, I get distracted by my chat, and I'm so into what I'm talking about, or concentrating on what other panel people are saying and this and that, and then things go through the live. You know, maybe I didn't have all my mods there or something like that. So I thought to myself, tonight I'm going to try to stay focused on what I want to talk about, so that I can just get this off my chest as far as what I've seen happening. Okay, so the doxing, the different levels of doxing, right? Like there's blatant doxing where people just go into chats and random chats and associated chats of the people that they're doxing, and they'll just like spew their name out or something like that, right? I've seen partial addresses doxed. And why someone did that to this person, I fucking have no idea. The doxing, like, I've seen videos. Oh, I got my air conditioner. Hopefully that's not going to come through very loud. Otherwise, I'll turn it off. I've had it on before during lives, and it hasn't been a problem. So, people, like, some people will just, with the doxing, for instance, like taking someone's private information and making it public, right? So what else is, I've got an example of myself, but it's not just about me. That's absolutely for sure. What's some examples? What's some examples here? Okay, so how far do you have to push somebody? Like guys, because if you don't know the whole story about someone's fight or argument with someone else on YouTube, is it ever justified? Is it ever justified to dox them? Like to make a video, you know, and either, you know, you could put it on a channel that is under a different name anyway, or put it on another channel with a different name that you've created or something like that, right? However they've done it. For me, one example would be Rostock, for instance. Now, I don't have anything against those guys. I got kicked out 2020, something like that, for shit that's not even true. But you know what? I didn't like fight with those guys or do anything to them or go and make up some crazy stupid alt or whatever and then go and troll them in their chats. No. I don't have anything against those guys. Yes, I was probably a little bit, you know, upset for a few days. And then it was like, it's cool. Probably don't belong there. It's all good. And as it turns out, people coming and going out of Discords like crazy. It doesn't really mean too much anymore. You know, I had people leave mine as well in the past. When it looked like I may have been supporting a person and they were somewhere else, so they left. Isn't that right, Hartley? Yeah. So yeah, I'm. You can have the ponies. Trust me, you can have the ponies. But again, I don't have anything against particular people. Anyway, the example is not why I left RDA. The example is I seen a quite complex, heavy docs on, Ross. A lot of personal information, and if some people may have seen it, whatever. I'm not here to provide fucking path to where you can go and see it. No, I'm just using it as an example. And after I watched it, even I don't hold any grudges. And I thought, how bad does somebody have to be pissed off, or how bad has that person has to have hurt you for you to do those types of things? And I'm not putting down the person who does this stuff. I'm looking at this as what makes a person do it. Why is it necessary? Is it about embarrassing them? Is it about getting even with them? Is it about shaming them? Let's take me for an example now. So anybody who knows me knows that a few years ago, or a couple years ago, I don't fucking know. It was probably 2019. Yeah, I think it was 2019. How should I should start this from the beginning, shouldn't I? Okay, so in 2000, I think it was 2019, but please don't hold me to it. I'm in a chat one night, and a person says to me, "Oh yeah, I've seen your pictures, Casper." Blah blah blah. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, so what? Like Jamie doxed me one time. I don't hide. I've been on many streams on YouTube on camera when I was with it was like Elisa Jordana's kind of after show, and different people used to do it, and I used to hang around a certain crowd, and we would just get on and talk and stuff like that. So yeah, I used to do that all the time was it Rabbit? I think it was Rabbit. And when you talk, the video goes to you, and then when someone else talks, like it automatically did that. And that was pretty cool because you could have like 10 people or 20 people in a room or something. So when Lemonade did it, like well before then, I decided, well, nah, I don't need to go on cam. You gotta fucking look good. You gotta fucking brush your hair. You gotta fucking I can't be bothered. It's more important what a person says than what they look like. It's their personality and their attitude. I think that is more in their brain that is more important than what they look like. This judge and looks on YouTube thing is just bullshit. And there's someone who really does that a lot too, which is annoying. But anyway, that's another story. So this person says to me, no, I've seen different pictures, whatever, blah, 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 right? And I went like, oh, okay. So somehow I contacted this person. I can't remember the details. And this person said to me, no, I've seen other pictures or whatever. And I went like, well, what pictures? What are you talking about? And this person, I think, was very apprehensive at first about obtaining what she was talking about, but she did bring it up, and then she showed me, and I've gone like, oh fuck, that's me. That is me. It's like that. And I'm like, then it worked. It was from, as I have explained it, and there is a video on my channel where I've already addressed this once, but I'm just using this as an example, right? Of why do people do this, and I do kind of understand why this person did it, and it all streams back to a group mod chat of Jiminan. So when I first came onto YouTube live, so to speak, because remember before no one knew that people even did lives. Like a lot of people used to think YouTube was just going on to listen to music and stuff, but it became so much more than that, and people were doing lives and there was drama and there was crime and there was all sorts of things. So when I first went on to YouTube, the very first video I saw, and I don't even know how the fuck this was on my timeline or whatever, but it was making lemonade, and Jimanan, James fucking Misery Box or Misery or whatever you want to call him, was on this lady's panel, and this lady had this really soft, voice. And I knew nothing about Jamie making lemonade, right? I knew nothing about her. But I knew Jimanan because I'd watched Jimanan before. I'd watched him do the Howard TV commentary videos, which I actually really enjoyed. And then he was doing like almost a nightly show with Kitty and all these other people that their names are out of my head at the moment, but Weaver and Billion, sorry, they're coming to me slowly. So I kind of listened to that, and then that whole I used to listen to Pod Trash, and then there was that GPN thing, and then they were fighting, and they were fighting, and I knew all of these people. I knew all different people from these different groups, and it was kind of like I would just sit back and be listening, or I might go in and say hi, whatever. Anyway, jumping forward, so Jimmer comes back and was doing I don't know, what was he doing? True crime? Was he trying to do true crime or something like that? Or he was just doing streams and he was fighting with different people. And so I've certainly never had any beef with him that I can recall. I was in that original Discord that had the issue with the underage kid. Yeah, I was in that Discord when it got shut down. I thought he was okay, but I just, maybe the behavior wasn't quite right. But anyway, I was at anyway, so I'm getting a little bit distracted. See why I don't have the chat on? So this person went to great lengths, and this person knew that she was going to cop shit. This person knew that she was probably going to have people after her by taking, information out of a private chat and showing me, I guess. And when I saw it, I worked out that it was from an old dating profile that I had, or have had, or not now, but had for a long time. Because when the pictures, actually, I didn't even see all the pictures until someone else showed me later on. The pictures were when in the profile was from when I was in Sydney. When I lived in Sydney, I must have created that profile when I was single, separated from my girlfriend, who moved back down to Melbourne, and I moved into this gorgeous little large what we call a granny flat. It was so good. And I must have created it then because I was single again, and I used to work 60 hours a week and hardly had any time to go out. So I think I created it then, right? And then to just jump in a few years, I moved to Queensland because my stepdad was working away, and my mum had this big house, and she brought a house thinking or hoping that I'd move up because it was like livable downstairs as well. So yeah, I ended up taking the offer when things were a bit sour at work, whatever. So I moved up to Queensland. And when I moved up to Queensland, all I did was I must have used that profile when I moved up to Queensland because I changed the location and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Anyway, and the pictures that were on there were actually like pretty old. And the one that everybody, including me, make fun of. And it is funny. Trust me, if something's funny, it's funny. And was the undies one, right? Which everyone, like my friends, still tease me about to this day. And I know for a fact that was taken when I went back down to Sydney because my former boss and mentor had passed on. and he had left after I left, due to illness, which was one of the reasons why I left in the first place. But and it was that I specifically remember taking that shot in a Formula One hotel. I don't think they call them Formula Ones anymore. They call them something else now. And I could pinpoint when I took that photo. Anyway, so what had happened was that a misery mod named Ty Biggins, who later on would like to drag me in chats and make videos, and this was later on. But at the time, what they did was they created their own account, right? Because I saw the login as in Biggins Ty 1234, something like that, or Ty Biggins 1234, something like that. And the pictures weren't very clear, but I could make out but then that could have been someone else just trying to blame someone else. But as it turns out, it was that person, and that person then logged in on a guest account or something like that, and could probably get more pictures, because if you go into a dating website, unless you sign up, you're pretty restricted, I think, to certain things. And when you pay money, that's when you can message people maybe, or see more pictures or whatever. So this person then took my private pictures and put them in a misery mod chat, and all because I was on Making Lemonade's panel. And I didn't know that they didn't like Jamie. I didn't know this. I was new. Jamie was the first channel I'd ever seen. I started going to her lives. I had it didn't end up too good with me and Jamie anyway, because Jamie thought something happened a certain way and it didn't. And it ended up going a little bit south from there. And of course, when I left, Jamie decides to dox my picture that I'd sent her privately, saying, "Hey, this is me. I just want to be honest and say, hey, look, I don't really particularly like going on cam anymore, but this is me." And I sent her a picture in good faith, and I said, "Please don't share around." And Jamie's like, "Nah, of course not, Casper." Well, when she had a problem with me, she doxed me. I think she doxed me and Cosmic, which I don't think Cosmic's dox was any secret at that point, like a picture, like his picture. But anyway, I remember, and it was a bit shitty thing to do, but not the end of the world by any means, So anyway, so this person then puts these pictures in the misery mod chat, whatever. And this is where this other person who has my will always have my respect, because she took a chance doing that because she felt it was wrong, and I have nothing but respect for that person for doing that. And from there, I had to try to work out how it all happened, and it took me. Some of it just kind of fell in my lap, and some of it I had to work hard for. But I didn't really know. So the people I went to help me find out what had happened knew all the time, because I was told to go and speak to these people. You know them, the evil twins. So I was told to go and speak to these people, right? But that's not the first reason why I went to these people. I went to these people to help me because my love interest at the time, my online love interest at the time, was being doxxed to self. I went to these people to help. Little did I know that these people knew exactly what was going on. And these people knew the whole time. And I'm going to clear these people. These people never, ever, ever told me who Ty Biggins was. And I asked. And none of them told me who Ty Biggins was. Because this person was making videos and dragging me in the chats and stuff like, and I'm like, what's this person's problem? Like, At that point in time, I really didn't know who that person was until, and I was pretty mad, but the person stopped. They stopped. And I don't know why they stopped. I think at some point in time, they realized that the person that they'd been white knighting for was in fact not worth white knighting for. And then in fact that a lot of people had misinformation. And I'm grateful that the person stopped, but I did kind of expect that person to at some point come back, right? Because I didn't know. I didn't speak to these people for a long time, and it's funny. At a certain point in time, I can't remember the timing of the whole thing. I don't know. I wasn't involved with these people behind the scenes. Something must have happened, and somebody has dropped an anonymous email to me, and it had all the information that I needed to know. Not really that I wanted to know, but I needed to know about who that person was. And to this day, I still obviously haven't done, won't do anything about it because I don't like what goes on. I don't like, yeah, it was mean and nasty and cruel and all that sort of kind of thing. If you think I was embarrassed of the dating profile, nope. Told everybody, nope. Just because all you people's dating profiles haven't been shown doesn't mean I should be ashamed of one that I had. Who gives a crap? So, I mean, their aim was to shame. That's what these people do. And we know who the main players are. And I've never done anything about it, and I don't intend to. But I have the information if I ever need to fall back on. Now, is that okay, guys? Is that something that okay, this person has done heaps shit nasty things to you, right? But it's only been online. So is that okay? So is it okay to have someone give you that person's name, address, criminal record, whatever, right? Is it okay to have that in your back pocket in case you ever need to use it, or in case you ever, or should you never even think about using it, or should you just delete it? I'm interested to know. The person never went real life. So we've got two things here. We got doxing online. Okay. You can take it to other social platforms. It's still online, right? Oh, excuse me. Then you've got the real lifers. And we'll get into that in a little bit. So because every time I turned my computer off, any issue that I had with anybody never went further than online. Okay. And that includes emails, right? That's online as well, right? So never affected me. And I'd already taken my precautions anyway. I've done all the things I needed to do because my family know that I'm online. My family know I do I used to do a consistent live. I wouldn't call it a show. It's a live, just talking shit, I guess. And I've also informed my workplace. They even have my channel. And if I've spoken to everyone who answers the phones at work, I covered all my bases. And I told them exactly why and the sort of shit that goes on. And I'm from Australia, man. You ring them, you're trying to bother my real life, and everybody will tell you to fuck off. But I know it's not the same in every country for that. So let's talk about the rule. Hang on, have we? Okay, so the doxing. Since then, that person. Sorry, I do want to finish this. I don't want to leave it where I left it. Doesn't quite put a final thing on it. The person that did that shit to me, that was responsible for that, did apologize to me through other people, and realizes that I wasn't the bad guy. They didn't know me when I was at Making Lemonade, and I was kind of part of RDA, so I took the shrapnel, I guess, to a certain degree. But afterwards, when I was away from all of that, I think the people after that realized that, oh shit, might have gone a bit harsh on this bloke who hasn't really done anything. and the other person involved had done quite a lot of shit behind the scenes, and it's just as bad as the worst person I know. But anyway, that's another story. So, but I will say this. I will say that I'm very disappointed that person could not contact me and talk to me directly, and we could have like squashed it, kind of thing. I would have preferred that, and I did actually ask for that, and I have sent that message through, but whether that person got it, I gave the person quite a long time to initiate something, and they never did. So I guess that person is either doesn't want to talk to me, or is so ashamed of what they did that they don't want to face it one-on-one. But that person can, if that person ever wants to come on my live or talk to me offline, I guess I would do that. So let's now change the topic to real life, which is something I sat by and watched happen to a fellow Aussie person. You all know, I know you all think like the other countries that all Australians know each other and we're all just in one suburb, but that's not true. The stuff that happened with Space Monster, and I'm talking about Space Monster. So I would have liked to have actually spoken to Space. I tried to reach out a month or so ago when some stuff went down, and unfortunately she didn't respond to me. And when I was going through a rough time, guys, this was in January of 2020 or 2021. No, it must have been 2021. Sorry, it must have been 2021. This person, Space, reached out to me, and we've had a little bit of a rough friendship, so you can say, and that's got a little, a lot of history there with the other what the boomers, yeah, and that's another story that unfortunately will probably never have a happy ending that I was hoping for, but it is what it is. And I've sat by and I've watched or listened, because I didn't know firsthand, but I listened to what happened to Space Monster in regards with SR. Let's say it's SR, right? And is it ever okay to contact, to take it offline and then contact a person's family, being whoever it may be, husband, wife, whatever, kids? Oh, I just thought of another example as well. Is it ever okay to do that? And why? What drives people to that point where I don't like your behavior, I'm going to call your mother or your father or your brother or your sister or your uncle or your fucking cousin, whatever? Is it ever okay? Does it? And I'm trying to look at things from both sides, and I have objectively looked at things from both sides. If a person is pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and this person, you have to be the judge on whether you think that person was pushed to the point where they wanted it to stop so badly that they had to contact someone's mum or dad or whatever. Okay, I can't quite accept that, because if someone's giving you a hard time, like Jessica was giving me a hard time at one point for about 3 or 4 months, going live twice a week, dragging me, right? I just turned it off. I didn't even hear. I found out more from other people than what I heard myself, because I knew she didn't know me. She didn't know the truth. She only knew what she wanted to hear and believe. But I've since cleared that up. As you know, I've done a live with Jessica since then. So that was just giving you an example of back then. So during this during this incident, when Space was going live and saying, Robbie did this, Robbie did that, and then Robbie goes, yeah, that was me, blah, 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 blah. Okay. There seemed to be different twist to it. And that's why I wanted to actually talk to Space about it. And that was one of the things I could have done. I could have done a live and took the chance that she might have come in, because she's not blocked on my channel. But I don't think she would. I'm blocked on her channel. I tried a couple of times to go in and say hi, and I can't be seen. So I just accepted that. That's, you have to accept the creator doesn't want you there. The creator doesn't want you there. That's it. You just have to. You can be annoyed all you want about it, but how it is. So I wanted to talk to Space about this because I've heard her lives or replays or whatever, right? And she said, sent my mum to hospital, and then I heard she said he contacted my Facebook friends. I heard she said something like contacted my ex-husband or something. I think ex-husband or husband. Not sure of her situation. And I'm not sure if she said contacted her twin boys. I can't remember that exactly. Sorry, but and then on the other side, he said, fuck, I gotta remember. Good thing I don't have chat, otherwise you can see how distracted I would be. He kind of twisted things a little bit, and I'm not sure, what's truth or fiction, if that makes any sense. And I keep hearing different versions, but he did admit that he contacted his mother, and apparently he did it multiple times. So not only did he do it once and then, maybe learn from it or maybe regret it and don't do it again. No, I think he did it multiple times, which is something that's, I guess, there to be judged. Spacey would have protected herself after the first time. But I don't know. With these laws now that are coming in slowly, apparently Australia got some new cyberbullying laws or something, and it will come in everywhere. It will eventually be in most countries, I think. It's morally wrong, I guess, to contact the person's family, but was it illegal? Tell me in my comments is it like full on illegal to do that? That was just one situation, and it's not good. It's not good to contact an 80-year-old lady and complain about her daughter on the internet. Okay, so we got that incident, right? We got that happened, and I kind of followed it. And and there was other things, like other claims of her, being in the pool and or something on the lingerie, and then the other person's like, no. So I heard two completely different stories about different things, and I don't know. I wasn't there. So I hear one side trying to justify why they did it, right? And then the other side saying, well, this is what you've done. Like, it's not acceptable. And I just don't think anybody should be contacting anybody from anybody's fucking family from fucking YouTube. I don't think it's just, I don't think, I think deep down, these people that do it, they basically know it's not right. They go too far. All right. Now, another example. So everybody knows, I couldn't tell you when this happened either. I think it was 2019, where Marie from the UK, Marie Z Peasy, she called herself quite a few different names over the years, and Marie is a likable person, and my story with Marie is quite fucking unique, and I wish, I probably could have arranged. I actually did send her a Discord message. I wanted to actually talk to her about just mentioning this, but I never got a reply back. But I got a funny feeling Marie likes to take breaks too, and doesn't like when things get too messy. She takes a break. I know she would have been very frustrated with that stranger abuse channel, that crazy woman that lives around the corner from her. But that's another story that I wanted to talk to her about, but that's not related to this subject. So at one point in time, a person that I was friends with at the time, or friendly with at the time, I don't know if you can call these people friends when you look back on it, but anyway, this person went and contacted her son. And of course, I was one of the people that got the blame for it. So my channel got attacked with his hateful comments on all my videos that I had to go through and delete and all that sort of stuff, right? So I got attacked, and I obviously was not complicit in doing that. That decision was purely that person's and no one else's. Unless that person spoke to other people I know, I can't say. But I saw the full message at one point in time from a couple of people, but also from Marie. And I was like, in the second time or something, I saw the full message, whatever, and it was quite fucking, it was a pretty ordinary thing to send to someone's kid. Not, I mean, he's a man, but and yeah. What do you do when your friend does it, though? This is another thing I want to ask you guys. What do you do when a friend of yours, or an online friend of yours, or an acquaintance, or someone you're in a group with, or one of you, it might even be your mod, or it might be just a sub, or it could be someone you're in a private chat? What do you do when one of those people do something that you can't justify? You can't. What do you do? Do you leave? Do you leave the group? Because I did that recently too, and I can talk about that. Not a problem. Do you get stuck in the middle, or do you just say, that person did that? That's got nothing to do with me? Because then the other people tend to judge you. Well, this person. You talk. You're all friendly with them in the chat, so therefore, you must support what that person does. But you can't really say that, can you? Of course, you could be in a group and not support what the other people do, especially when they don't consult you first. They just do it because they want to do it. They either like fighting, or they have maybe, I don't know, maybe some disorder. We've got some pretty colorful characters on YouTube. I sit and watch all different streams, and I see I wouldn't say crazy people, but I see different types of people. Some people, some normal, sane, highly intelligent people find these people that go off their head all the time quite entertaining. They laugh at them. And it can be funny. It got to a point where when I had left Making Lemonade's channel and I came back and was just like watching it rather than not participating in it anymore. It was kind of funny because other people, I could see all the trolls in the chat and what they were doing and what they were, I didn't really see that before because it was my first channel and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just having fun. Didn't realize there was a whole group of people in the background, including the boomers, all fucking watching it with their fucking saucer cup fucking eyes wide open. And I remember someone telling me, who's this fucking Casper guy? Where did he come from? What's his fucking goal? Always thinking there was some diabolical plan behind what I was doing. I was just a guy that showed up on a fucking live stream. So sometimes there's not more to the situation than what you see, guys. Sometimes it's just what you see. But anyway, and yeah, Marie's boy was contacted, and it was over the top, and that's going real life. Now, other stuff happens in the United States between creators, or maybe subs and creators too, not just creators, but they love to, well, not they love to, but they do call CPS, which in the States is Child Protection Services, the equivalent of, I don't even know what we call it here. I don't have kids, so I'm sure someone will tell me what our Australian equivalent is at some point, but can I just remind you all that I would like to hear your thoughts on this in my comment section of the video. That would be good, because maybe I'll do another video if there's enough people that want to talk about it. If I can prearrange it with those people, I'd be happy to talk about it. But organizing people to come on lives is just too fucking difficult, especially with the time difference and stuff. That's why I didn't bother doing it in the beginning, because it's like people say, yeah, I'll be there, and then they're not there. I'll show up. If I'm awake, I'll show up. Yep, then they don't show up. It's just, I don't blame them, because they're on a different fucking, time difference, on a different fucking side of the world, and they got, shit to do. So, and most of the time when I catch up with people, it's purely fucking coincidence. It's like, oh, so-and-so's in Discord chat. I'll jump in and say hi, Otherwise, it's just like trying to arrange this, because I don't want to blame. I'm not here to say, oh, these people that went real life, like, I'm not after those people. All I'm saying is these are incidents that I've seen and heard and studied, and this is my opinion. And I'm sorry if you don't like my opinion, but this is my opinion. I just think that is wrong. What's another incident? Here's another incident. Someone that used to be close to me writes to another creator's sister because she had a problem with this creator, which I still don't even understand what the fuck that was about. I was friends with this creator before I even started talking to this person that used to be in my, daily life type thing. And I never had a problem with them. And then I started being shown stuff. And I thought, well, I don't know how bad this situation might be. But then this person got blamed for doxing her. And I don't believe it ever was her. But it was made out to look like it was her. And I had to, what am I going to do? I respectively contacted the person and said, hey, unfortunately, I just don't know what to do here. I think for now I have to leave your Discord, which was one of my first Discords I ever joined. And I have to, give up my wrench in your channel, even though this person was actually a wrench in this person's channel before me. I'm really reluctant about naming too many people because I didn't tell them I was going to be talking about stuff. But and I kind of I still think I probably did the right thing back then, but it didn't work out for me. But yeah, that's another story. But it didn't work out for me with that person, and I guess that's what it's all about. I sat by and I've watched people kind of like, dating on, well, can you call it dating? What do they call it? E-dating now? I've sat by and I've watched people e-dating on YouTube, and some people were obvious about it and some people are not. And I've sat back and I thought, which is the best way to approach? Should I have done it a different way? And when I look back on it, I think to myself, yeah, it was kind of my fault too, because I introduced this person to some people that, well, they weren't very nice. They some of them are real lifers, and I think it rubbed off, unfortunately. So what are other situations of real lifers? So we're just talking about Americans that call CPS on each other. And I wondered how they got away with that. If you just excuse me for a second, guys. I just needed a bit of a drink. I used to wonder how these people get away with it. I think one of the first people that told me that they had CPS called them was Hello Starlight, because I used to be friends with Marianne a long time ago when I was on Making Lemonade channel. Jamie actually sunk us, we went, and Hello Starlight and I went down with the ship type thing. but I've since I forgot to add a very important part that I've since spoken to Jamie, and Jamie apologized and realized that she got it wrong. And I don't have any issues with Jamie, and Jamie went through some difficult times herself, and it's one of the reasons why she doesn't stream anymore. And a lot of people actually, I know a lot of people used to troll her, but you know, I must admit, a lot of people have said like, "Oh, I wish Making Lemonade would come back," but I don't know if it's for right reasons or not. But Jamie put her. I'm just assuming Jamie put her real life, you know, as a priority, and gave up the silly the YouTube stuff, I guess. Whether she'll come back one day, I'm not really sure, but. Jamie and I are fine. I haven't spoken to her for a long time, but I hope she's doing well. I think I saw her pop up on a live a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember if it was Sam Hills or something, or I can't remember. Anyway, I realize now after hearing a few people that the people that like are calling CPS on other, you know, other mothers, other female creators and stuff like that, apparently you can do it anonymously. So I guess it's easy to do it, and you don't have to put your name to it. I think that's wrong. I think if a situation is warranted, and God, you know, God giving, you know, we want our kids protected. You know, there are situations where parents are not fit to have children in their house, or they mistreat them, or you know, they don't look after them properly, or they should never have had them in the first place, whatever the case may be. But you've also got like just struggling mums that love their kids and still struggle, right? So they don't need the fucking attention of CPS coming down on them and examining all aspects of their life. So, you know, they should have like if you've honestly believe that there's something that needs to be checked, even if you're wrong, you should have to put your name to it. You should have to put your name to it, because if you go to a person's place, or like if you're a CPS and an officer comes to your place and examines every part of your fucking life, whether you can have your kids or not, and 1,000% realizes that this is completely false, then that person that reported it should be called in to explain. This anonymous shit shouldn't be allowed. That's just my opinion. What other situations did I? Oh, I've hit my hour mark, which I said I was going to stick to, but I'll go a little bit longer, and then I'll probably post this. You know, I've replayed all what I wanted to talk about in my mind over and over and over again for weeks now, and I've been ready to spit it out. And sometimes I think of some fucking mad shit that's happened that I wanted to mention, and then I've half of it is gone. Half of it is gone out of my head. So, what else? Other real life situations have I noticed? Oh yeah, there's another one I could probably talk about, and in fact, oh shit, it involves the same person. It's not on purpose, but I sat by and I watched AJ and SR get into it, or I don't really know how it started, but it got like, you know, bit of tit and tat between the two, and I know that they used to be friends, and I know they live in the same place. I don't know, same city maybe. I'm not really sure if it's they live in the same city or whatever. We'll say state, I guess. And I kind of don't know. Like, I know it was wrong, like, but I see fault both sides, and at the end of the day, neither one of them wanted to just be quiet. And then when one of them did go quiet, the other person didn't stop. And I've seen it happen on both sides. And then it got down to going legal. And I thought to myself, you know what? If you've got a case, I guess go for it. If you've got a case, because you've got a chance to go for somebody that's, you know, in your city or whatever, So it's easier, obviously, than doing it to someone who's overseas, which I think until recently was pretty damn hard to do. And then it stopped. Like, you know, that was withdrawn or whatever, and then I don't know, a week afterwards, it was back to how it was, and I'm just like, haven't you both haven't like truly, guys, haven't you both had enough? Like, it just kept going on and on and on, and I'm like, yeah. And then other people would come into it, you know, like other people that are defending people, which I understand too. You know, other people wanted to defend these people. Personally, I didn't want to get too involved because although I like AJ, I don't. I'm not a fan of Robbie's, and he's talked shit before and blamed me for shit for no reason because he just thinks that it's someone, you know. So therefore, there's no respect there, you know. So I'm not going to jump on someone's side because it's going to look like, oh, well, you know, he hasn't liked me, so that's why he's on this person's side. No, I like to judge the situation from both sides, and I think in this case it got out of hand, out of control, went way too far, didn't get followed all the way through, and then went back to kind of like how it was. Out of due respect, everyone's got their own story. You know, these people got their own story, and I listened to I think I've listened to most of AJ's videos, and especially the ones that she was talking to the police and stuff like that. And I've listened to some of Robbie's, but not very often. I'm just I have trouble there. If it's studying, like, to understand, you know, from his point of view, you know, what he's claiming against her, and, you know, I'll listen to it for that reason. But all the other garbage that he talks about, I just not for me. Sorry, just not for me. So if it's specifically talking about that situation, it was interesting. I think the other night, Vault, which I'm assuming is AJ. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Played a video from years ago, and it was very funny how it just seemed like it was just now. It was the same thing 2-3 years ago was happening right now with the same people, same person, and I'm like, oh wow. And then I see him fighting different people, and then I don't watch for months, and then I come back, and then it's these friends again with them, and I just like, I'm so confused. I don't study it enough to know that situation, so I stay out of it because I don't want to seem one-sided. So, but definitely I did study the space monster stuff. I did study that because I think it was because it's a fellow Australian that I was interested in, and I've met Space Monster one time. So I was interested to know, and even though we've had our ups and downs, I was very interested to know what was going on and stuff like that. And I think Space just wanted to come some kind of friggin', justice, but I also think that she wanted to make sure that it stopped, because I can't vouch for other people, but I would never do something like that. I would never do that. And the thing is, what I wanted to ask everybody, because I did get angry about a situation, and I was prepared to go further, and I had to sit back and say to myself, do I want to do, or do I want to go down the street that I've seen these other people go down? Do I want to do that? Or do I want to stay true to myself and not do those things? And I'll give you, and I'll tell you what it's about. So I had a person, I'm going to refrain from names, but I feel like I, want to say it, but I'm going to be, because I haven't been around very much, I'm going to be respectful and not mention their name. But I received some emails, right? Threatening emails, right? Faking emails pretending to be someone they weren't, threatening me with legal action. Like legal action if I mention these people's names on my streams or whatever. And she know damn well I had good reason to, because she knows damn well what she's done to people, and including me. But I didn't. But I have to tell everybody in this person, I have a lawyer in my pocket that it won't even cost me anything, because he's one of my good buddies. And this person was prepared. I've already spoken to them about it privately, because I was talking to them about some medical issues that I'm going through. And I just said, can I just give you a situation? And I told them the story, and I said, look, like, could I, like, if I ever need to, could I like engage your services, as in your name, your business, to contact a certain person to find out the legitimacy of these emails and threats? And he said, yeah, absolutely. If you do it legally and properly, he said, it doesn't matter where, I could get it done. So I went away thinking to myself, okay. I said, I think I already really know the answer to what, whether I want to put my mate through all the hard work he'd have to do to put into this. But then I sat back, guys, and I thought, it's just, don't worry about it. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't matter if it was coming from someone within your country or outside of your country. Most of the time, except for the case about AJ and SR going, the court thing and all that, I know that was real. But most of the time, these people are all full of shit. Empty threats. Don't have the balls to sign their name to anything. And it's not worth getting worried about, because at the end of the day, just turn the fucking computer off. Go to the club. Go train. Go play your sports. Go walk the dog. Go spend some time with your kids. Go to the park. Go and do that real life stuff, because the stuff I've seen people yelling about on YouTube, it's all shit. It's almost like people are just letting off steam. Yeah, we got some weird ones there, guys. We got some weird and crazy ones there that like to, get into situations and take things too far and have their little groups. Now, one other thing I'm going to mention before I leave, because I'm not going to keep arguing on people that I don't even talk to anymore. I wanted to give an explanation, and again, I don't want to use names. So, over the years, I have been in different groups, different. I think it was Hangout. I think we were using Hangouts first, and now everyone seems to be WhatsApping. I WhatsApp every day because I have all my soccer groups in WhatsApp, so I'm on WhatsApp all the time with soccer. And I was in a chat with some people that I really like, and I had to leave. And those people might probably be upset with me for leaving, but I just don't like people, right? I can't justify people posting private conversations. I can understand them taking screenshots if you want to prove one particular point about something, like, oh, this person said the sun was yellow. No, I did not say it was sunny. You're full of shit. Show the proof. Show the receipt. You're a fucking idiot. And then you show the screenshot where they say the sun was they said the sun was yellow. Okay. Point. My point. I win. Go fuck yourself. But a private chat was released between two people, one person I used to be close to. And most of the time it was talking shit about me, because that person was brainwashed into being like this other person now, which is unfortunate. And even though most of the chat that I saw was about me, I just think it's wrong. I just think it's wrong to post that stuff. because all you did was make me look like a shithead, rather than making them look bad. I think making me look bad was not cool, considering that we had just like buried the hatchet type sort of thing. And I was so upset about it. And yelled at my other friend about it, who also doesn't like it, but and took it out on, not took it out, but like vented to someone else that was close to me. And I don't, probably should have did that differently as well. But so I took a stand and just went like, well, you know what? I can't fucking support this. I'm just sick of people doing this shit. I don't like it. It's one thing to get on a live and maybe talk about it and say that, oh, this person did this and this person did that. And, they did mean things and stuff like that. But like privately, I don't give a fuck what people show privately, right? But I just don't like people posting that shit in public. Man, do you realize, like, if I was like that, guys, do you realize the shit that could post? The private conversations that I've had with various people? Would you all like to see that shit posted on my channel? Fucking absolutely not. Would never do that. Can't do that. And, maybe I've shared stuff with people privately. Yeah, because everybody does. You won't see me posted on my fucking channel. Talk about it? No problem. I can talk about it. But I just didn't like it. I just took a stand, right or wrong. I took a stand, and unfortunately now I've lost contact with those people, because those people don't understand me now. They don't understand why did he leave and then still wants to talk to us or whatever. They don't understand. I took a stand based on what I believe in, and that's it. Anyway, guys, probably get going. And I probably missed half the things that I had in my head that I wanted to get out and I wanted to talk about. But if anybody wants to talk to me about it, or talk to me about, not about the individual situations and keep dragging that on, because that's between them people. I was just using these incidents, these situations, and trying to understand why people do that stuff. I don't understand why they do it. What is wrong with the people? Like are they, like I said to you before, are people pushed to a point where they don't give a fuck? Like, maybe they were doxxed first, and then that people know who it is, so then they go get the information or buy it or whatever they do. Look up. Apparently, you can look all this stuff up in the States. You can't do that shit in Australia, which is another indication why Australians get blamed for shit. I have no idea. And then they post that stuff. Is it because that person did it to them first? So is it justified to do it? Or they just throw barbs and insults to each other for months and months and months, and then one person just takes that extra step. Well, I'm going to fucking dox this person, and thinking that they're going to go away. Well, guess what? I think you could dox everybody on YouTube, and I don't think anybody would go away. I don't think anybody would go away. People, all these people know my name. They know Breakfast Club. They know fucking Amber Alerts. They know fucking Doodles. They know fucking Amy's and Jessica's and all that. People know everyone's name. They all know each other's name. Everybody knows each other's names. Big deal. Who cares? I like seeing what I'm seeing at the moment is that a lot of people are just sick of it and taking a break. And even the people that I don't get along with, I think it's still a good idea. Like, sometimes you just need to take a fucking break. And I've been taking a break, I guess, but still listening. Just not really. I'll say hello to a few people every now and then, but just not participating like it used to be. You know, sometimes, you know, I've seen some of my old lives that was so much fun. So much fun. Pet lives, I did it with these people. Some of these people I did the pet lives with that I don't talk to anymore. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. The baby one, the baby picture ones, or not just babies, I guess child pictures as well as baby pictures. How fun was fucking that live? How fun was that live? And as I said before, I thought the cutest kid was actually Rev. And then afterwards, I'd seen what Rev's got up to. Holy shit, Rev, you're losing it, bro. But they all jump on and they fight. They fight. I guess some of it is entertaining, but it's the same shit all the time. Occasionally, you'll see a new fight break out between people. You know, another thing that is annoying. I'm just going to say it's annoying because, you know, everyone's their own person and they can make their own choices. But it's really annoying when, you know, people that had issues with people, even made fun of them. And then you go on, because I jump into all my live. I have like a lot of people going live, like in my list. And even though I don't support the person, I just might go like, oh, I'll just have a listen for 5 minutes, whatever. And I go in there and I see people I know in there that didn't like this person or made fun of this person. I'm thinking, what the fuck's this person doing in there? It's like you will never see me do that unless I've made up with that person, which is not very often. And even if I did make up with a person that I had beef with, you might not even see me in their lives. I might listen to their replay, maybe. You know, the guilt by association thing. But I mean, I do understand everyone has to make their own choices. It just sucks that some friendships get very strained when that sort of stuff happens. And, you know, on YouTube though, if you wait a month, it seems like a year. That's how fast fucking shit changes on YouTube. People find new fights, new friends, new alliances. I've sat by and watched it over and over and over again. And, you know, one time I was going to leave YouTube. This one person that used to be close to me thought they'd won. Oh, he's left. Yeah, right. Went close to leaving and then decided, you know what? I'll just go full circle and listen now. Before I was listening and then I participated. Well, I've gone full circle now and just listening mostly. But have you noticed over time, guys, that your taste changed? So you might listen to stuff like for instance, I used to listen to a fair bit of the RDA related kind of streams, right? But I'll still catch a Rex and Steph stream or something like that, or I used to listen to Cos. You know, it was interesting, some of his topics, and I don't see them live much anymore, and I don't blame them either. But I noticed that all the streams I used to listen to, like, there's no one there now. You know, like I look today, I'm not going to mention any names, but like, you know, I saw 10 in the chat. I go to another live, 20 in the chat. I go to another live, 30 in the chat. I go to another live, 6. You know, and then you got someone like Natasha Cooper with 700 asking for a home protection fund. Oh, don't get me started. Anyway, I don't understand how I guess people are just different and they like different things, and you have to respect that, I guess. But I don't understand how. I don't understand. It's you know, Spacey said to me, and she mentioned on her last live, I think it's always been about the money. If you watch the money, that's where the issue is. And I see things from both sides. I understand maybe if someone puts on a really good show and does really good content and has so many different angles and opinions and stuff, I understand why shouldn't they maybe profit from that. But I draw the line at fucking dry begging and all these funds and GoFundMe's and PayPal's and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you want to send a super chat? Well, don't send a super chat because those bastards take 30%. But yeah, I mean, I'm monetized too, but I don't have super chat turned on, and I don't accept any money. Whoop, no way. I'll take YouTube's ad revenue. I think everyone should do that if they can, because they're playing ads on your replays and stuff like that. If you select it all and you choose which ones and all that sort of stuff, but they also just do it like suitability. They put certain ads on stuff. Yeah, I'm monetized too, but I don't make anything anymore. So I could just turn monetization off if I wanted to, because I don't make anything. It's like dollars. I used to in the past. I made a heap of shitload of money when you could put whatever you wanted on YouTube, but you can't do that anymore. So it's pretty tight now. So you have to come up with, I guess, real content, drama, whatever. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go and have my evening shower and then lay down and hopefully get a good night's sleep, so I can go to work tomorrow. I'll have to strap up my ribs or put my skins singlet thing on just to tighten it up a little bit, maybe see if I can get through. So I've been able to sit in this chair for this long without too much discomfort, so I think I did all right. But anyway, as I said, please feel free to comment. Don't be shy. If you don't want to, if you're someone that doesn't want to put something in the comment of this video and you want to express your view or opinion to me privately, then by all means try contact me through somebody or something. I don't have an email on my channel, and my Discord is not an open Discord. So, but I'm sure you'll know me, or you'll know somebody who knows me, so you could always get a message to me somehow, because I would really actually like to have a live with some people on that we can discuss this. So I've talked about doxing and different types of doxing, and then the real lifers, and I'd like to talk more about it and try to understand why people go to the lens and to the extent that they do, and why. Because most people don't like that shit on YouTube. Okay, most people don't like that shit, and I know, and I've got friends. I've got friends that have done that type of doxing, and you can only judge them for that, and that's on them. That's not on me, because I just know a third person. But I am interested to know, why do people go to that extent? And I guess maybe every story is different, every situation is different, every beef is different, maybe. But it's not right. It's not right. But guys, take my advice. If you're in a beef with somebody, try stopping and see. Give it time to see whether the other person stops, and then everyone can just move on. Like, keeping up the beefing and teasing each other for fucking 6 months or whatever. Like, there's going to be people that you don't get along with on YouTube, regardless of just that you don't like. Can't you just block them and move on? Block them and move on. Anyway, I might do some more lives. I'm not really sure. If I get a passion for doing something, nobody recently has basically come to me and said, "Hey, let's do a live together," or anything like that. So probably I haven't had the motivation to want to do it. I used to really look forward to it. I think I was doing it every Saturday, and then I went to every second Saturday. Then I went to do once a month, and then it's just like, maybe one every 3 months. Anyway, so everyone, take care, and try to be kind, and try to stay out of the toxic stuff. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to go out with just a nice song, and I haven't got my exit intro queued up, so I'll just grab something off YouTube. I don't tend on monetizing this anyway, so shouldn't matter. If it causes me a problem later on, I'll just edit it out, I guess. So all right, guys, take care and see you soon. Leaving.